right, you guys, I wanted to kind of talk about this. In hindsight, I really did not like number 12 or 17 to be on this review because I ended up really kind of just throwing in a concept of this idea of bias and variability that I wanted to spend a little bit more time on. So I might end up later doing a little separate lesson. So I can tell you right now, I'm not going to go into it right this minute, and that this will be separate on another idea that we can talk about in more in depth. So don't worry about that one. Now, this number 18 is again just seeing if you get that z-score concept of your p hat minus the mean of the p hats over that standard deviation of p hats. And so filling in the proper things, making sure that you're keeping the true p as the proportions in your standard deviation. Okay, and so then that gives us b there. All right, next we've got this here. Okay, this one I think was a pretty straightforward, easy probability distribution to understand. That we were drawing it from a bag. It was with replacement, so what's that telling us? That this drawing a second brown candy is the same probability as the likelihood of it being drawn the first time. So those draws were independent. So um, to get color candies of the same color, you had to get two browns, two reds, two yellows, two greens, or two oranges. And so these are the ways you do that. And then you would sum those up to get all of those options because it's this or this or this or this or this and so on. All right, moving on. Number 20, very important on these random variables. So if you understand this problem, it is taking these card situations, what resulted in a unknown amount of cards X versus this variable of Y. Okay, so the types of cards being left. So here's these events. You don't know what's left in the hand. But then also there are certain points that are assigned based on these items that are left in your hand or these items that are in your hand. So based on those, you then need to transform this into points because the question is about the standard deviation for points. So make sure you change X and Y over to points before you then compute. And so that's what I did. You got a positive 5 points per one of those types of cards and negative 10 points for the Y type. And then there's your points. So then combining the X's and the Y's is a standard deviation way of this Pythagorean theorem situation. So 46 that squared and the other. And then of course combining them this way, that was just basic adding them together. All right. Finally, or with this number 21, something similar where we were getting the average cost based on those frequencies of tickets purchased. So technically, with means, it doesn't matter if you transform first and then combine. But I went ahead and kept that same steps of turning it into money first and then doing that multiplying out. Here, we had this, okay, see, here was a situation where it's out of 9. So we had a set number of participants and we wanted at least 8. So that's our binomial PDF where we had exactly 8 successes or exactly 9 successes. So we PDF'd 8 successes and PDF'd 9 successes and combined them together. And that's how we get our answer there. This was short enough that adding those two particular probabilities together wasn't a big deal. You could have done the 1 minus the bottom 7 accumulation of the bottom 7. Okay, but it was short enough to just add those two PDFs. All right, that is the review. Test is going to be 16 multiple choices plus several free response that encompass a sampling distribution proportion problem and a sampling distribution mean problem. All right, so there's you kind of a general guideline for your test tomorrow. Good luck to you.